Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're revisiting those triangle congruences again from yesterday. And we talked about these four congruences: side, 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 angle, side, angle, or side, angle, angle, which we also call angle, angle, side. Okay, um, those are our only four choices. If it doesn't fall into one of these, then we cannot prove our triangle is congruent. So in our book, sometimes our book gives us problems where they give us a congruence statement. So that means G and I need to match. Okay, A and O need to match, and S and L need to match. So if we take a look there, and I rewrote those letters next to it, I and G, do they have the same congruence markings? They do, so that's a good sign. Then we have A and O. They have the same congruence markings. That's a good sign. And then I see some side markings here and here, and I see that it goes between OL and AS here. So my sides all match up. So I can say, yes, these are congruent. And then I notice I have an angle, and a side. Remember, we need three parts. So angle, angle, side. That's what my congruence is by. If you have a hard time seeing this, use some tracing paper. Trace your first triangle, flip it, twist it, turn it, whatever you need to lay it on top of the other one. See if it matches the congruent statements. If we look at this one, which conjecture tells you that COT is congruent to NPA? So C needs to go with N, O needs to go with P, and T goes with A. So if I go ahead and look at my triangles, I need to make sure that those congruent parts. I'm just going to rewrite over on the other side. C goes with N, O goes with P, and T and A go together. Okay, so looking from triangle to triangle, I can see right off the bat I have two sides and an angle, and it's the included angle. So I have side, and side, angle, side. So I'm going to think it's probably congruent, but I need to check the congruence statement. Okay, so C and N, they both have the same angle marked, so that's good. Okay, so let's look at side NA, which is CT, and I see that has two congruent markings. So I look at NA and CT here, and here I notice it has three markings. So my markings don't line up, so these ones cannot be determined as congruent because they don't have congruent statements. Their congruent statement, which is this, does not match up with the picture, so it cannot be determined. All right, you have to watch that in the book. Sometimes they give you a congruent statement and they ask you if it's congruent based off the picture. And sometimes you just get straight up the picture with no congruent statement. So then you just look to see, okay, do I have the three matching parts? I have angle, an angle, a side, an angle, an angle. And those angles are, or those sides are included between the two angles. So this one's going to be an angle, side, angle. Okay. I have a few more of these tucked in here, so we'll just take a look. Do I have three pieces of information, or can I add any more information? Well, I see I only have two pieces of information, and there's nothing that I can add to it that I know for sure. So we can't determine this, so it's not possible. Can't determine, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we take a look here. I see I only have two pieces of information, but I ask myself, is there anything that I can add? Well, yeah, I can add. This side here is shared in both triangles, so I can mark it as congruent to itself. Something is in its triangle, it's congruent to itself. And I'm just going to redraw this triangle here separately. And now I see I have three parts. I have a side, an angle, and a side, and I have a side, angle, and a side. So side, angle, side. So draw them separately. If you want to use the tracing paper again, you can draw them separately and then rotate them and see if you can match them up. All right, here I have three pieces of information. I have angle, an angle, and an angle, but we talked about yesterday we can't have AAA. with my angles all being congruent, my sides could not be congruent. One could be stretched out way farther than the other one, so we can't use angle, angle, angle as the triangle congruence. All right, we look here. I see I only have two pieces of information marked, but I know that I can add that this side is congruent to itself because it's shared. So this one is going to be angle, side, angle. All right, here, ooh, good one. I only see two pieces of information, but I have vertical angles. We know vertical angles are congruent to themselves, so we have angle, side, angle here. All right, in this one, we only have two pieces of information marked, but we see that they share a side, so we have side, side, side. All right, here, two pieces of information marked, but I see that they share a side, so I can mark it. So side, angle, side. All right, I only have two sides that are marked. I don't have anything about angles, and I don't know anything about the third side, so I can't determine that these two are congruent. All right, let's look here. I have two angles that are marked. I see a shared side, so this one's going to be angle, angle, side. And here's your assignment for your section 4.5. It's very similar to section 4.4, and this one will be due next time I see you.